Welcome to Business Review, a daily program that delves into the latest and most significant economic stories. From stock markets to currency news, Business Review covers the most up-to-date developments in the global finance.
The first train of the China-ASEAN Multimodal International Rail Freight Transport Service, which mainly serves the Beijing-Tianjin-Hebei region, departed from Baoding City, North China's Hebei province, opening a new channel for trade between China's inland cities and ASEAN countries. The train set off from a Spart Logistic Park in Baoding and will exit through Haikou Port in southwest China's Yunnan province to transfer cargoes to ASEAN countries. The total length of the line is more than 5,000 kilometers. The whole journey takes almost 80 hours, which is nearly 30 hours less than road transport. The Honghe area of China, or Yunnan Pilot Free Trade Zone, takes advantage of the rail freight service to develop its logistics industry and promote its cooperation with ASEAN countries in broader fields and at higher levels. At the same time, the Honghe area contributes to the opening of logistic channels of foreign trade, so to better serve the enterprises of the Beijing-Tianjin-Hebei economic circle. It's expected by the end of the year, the China-ASEAN Multimodal International Rail Freight Transport Service will be in regular operation. Several routes will be added in the future. The operation of the freight train service is of great importance to promoting development of trade and economic relations between China and ASEAN countries.
Britain and the European Union have given negotiators until December 13th evening to break the deadlock over fishing rights, and EU demands for Britain to face consequences if in the future it diverges from the bloc's rules. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson must decide whether the deal on offer is worth taking or the future freedom and domestic political benefits afforded by leaving without one outweigh the economic costs. As time ticks down, both Johnson and European Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen have said the UK is likely to complete its journey out of the European Union in 3 weeks without a trade deal. A Brexit without a trade deal would damage the economies of Europe, send shockwaves through financial markets, snarl borders, and sow chaos through the delicate supply chains which stretch across Europe and beyond.
China's CITIC Group will make multi-pronged measures and give full play to its comprehensive strengths, actively implementing national strategies and making financial services more focused on the real economy. The chairman, Zhu Hejing, said that while delivering a speech at the Financial Forum, the CITIC Group will give full play to its comprehensive advantage of combining finance and industry, actively implementing the national strategy, promoting integration, coordination and expansion with the goal of building an outstanding enterprise group and a century-old national brand. Zhu, who's also party chief of the group, said CITIC will promote scientific and technological innovation and make new breakthroughs in key areas. It was first held in 2010. The annual forum kicked off this time in Beijing with a focus on the mission of industry and finance in new development paradigm. Participants from the government, of course, economic and business circles exchanged their ideas on how to facilitate high-quality economic development in the new era.
Secretary-General of the World Meteorological Organization, or the WMO, Petri Talis, praised China for making great efforts to promote the use of renewable energy and achieve the goal of carbon neutrality. During an interview with the China Media Group, Talis said that all countries should set out to reduce the emission of hothouse gases, to press down the growth curve of emissions in the next 5 years, and to reach the goal set by the Paris Agreement. China announced at the general debate of the 75th session of the United Nations General Assembly in late September that it aimed to have carbon dioxide emissions peak before 2030 and achieve carbon neutrality by 2060. Thales said that as a signatory party to the Paris Agreement, China has been taking actions towards a low-carbon transition in recent years and has become a top investor in renewable energy. He stressed that the most important way of achieving carbon neutrality is to improve the energy structure, transform from the traditional fossil energy to the renewable ones, while taking measures to conserve energy. He congratulated China on its achievement in developing solar energy, saying it would create opportunities for many industries.
The China Securities Regulatory Commission, the CSRC, said that the recent decision by the country's stock exchange to suspend the initial public offering or IPO registration of some companies was in accordance with laws and regulations. The development of China's capital market has accelerated in recent years, and the development of direct financing has shown a positive state of accelerated development. The volume of direct financing reached $12.2 trillion by the end of September. During the 13th five-year plan from 2016 to 2020, direct financing has increased 38.9 trillion yuan, which accounted for 32% of the increase of China's aggregate financing to the real economy at the same period last year.
The pet market in China is forecast to reach about $45.11 billion in 2020, almost 2 times what it was 5 years ago. Currently, there are more than 670,000 pet enterprises in China, with nearly 40% of them located in the well-off provincial level regions of Guangdong, Zhenjiang, and Jiangsu. Women and young people are the main part of pet owners. According to data provided by iMedia Research, about 66.3% of those who own pets were born after the year 1980. Overall, pet owners nowadays are most generous in spending money on their furry friends. In addition to necessities such as regular cat and dog food, products like pet electric blankets, toys and customized pet food are becoming increasingly popular. Like raising children, pet owners also face the problem of work-life balance. Unwilling to make their beloved animal friends empty nest pets, many purchase intelligent devices to take care of their animals while they are away from home. According to the data, nearly 40% of online users of pet smart devices are people born after 1990. The most well-received devices include monitoring equipment and intelligent feeding devices. Delivery services for pets has also become a boom among Chinese pet owners. Data show that the sales of pet delivery orders increased 135% year-on-year in the first half of 2020, and the average cost of orders reached about $19.09 apiece, which was 2.55 times more than an average takeout cost for humans. A new range of pet services, including pet behavior training, sport and entertainment, as well as pet movie theaters, have also emerged to meet the new trends.
Both Chinese treasury bonds and sovereign bonds are attractive to so many investors because they have strong demand, high safety coefficiency, and good anticipations. China's Ministry of Finance issued 4 billion euro denominated sovereign bonds on November the 18th of 2019, including the first sovereign bond issued by China with a negative rate. This marks the second consecutive annual issuance since the country restarted the issuance of Eurobonds in 2019. This year, 72% of European investors bought the bonds, 15 percentage points higher than in 2019. The investors include central banks, sovereign funds, supranational agencies, pension funds, asset managements, and banks. Industrial insiders say European investors opt for the bonds. It provides an additional channel for investment as Europe's population is increasing and the pension and security systems can preserve and increase values. Market demand, safety, and reliability are factors favored by some markets. International agencies have affirmed China's sovereign rating at A+. Compared with other bond issuers that have the same rating, global investors have more confidence in the strong recovery of the economy. They have high recognition of China quickly rebounding from the pandemic and achieving growth, and have no worries about the future risks of the bonds. So they are willing to buy in sovereign bonds issued by China's government, the China's Finance Ministry. Since the global financial crisis and the European debt crisis in 2008, Europe has implemented policies of negative interest rate and quantitative easing. As a result, long-term bond yields in many European countries have become negative. The yield of German 5-year government bonds and that of France were around minus 0.793 and minus 0.695%, respectively. But among the 4 billion euro denominated sovereign bonds issued by China, the annual yield was minus 0.152%, which is higher than those of European countries. Attributed to the effective stimulus policies taken by the government during the pandemic, economic growth has slowly turned positive and the national economy is maintaining a steady recovery. For global investors, there is still room for improvement in the allocation of Chinese assets.
This has been Business Review, your daily source for the most critical financial stories. Tune in next time for the latest financial news impacting the world economy.